watching this video, you should already have watched the HCPCS video as to what HCPCS coding is. If you're watching this video before watching that video, you need to stop and go watch that video first. So what this video is going to be talking about how to do the HCPCS ICA that you've been assigned today. So HCPCS is a coding set that you do not have a code book for. The code books are in the classroom, so if you're doing this online from home, obviously you don't have a book in front of you like you do your CPT and ICD. So there is a workaround. You do have a digital HCPCS book available to you, and so I'm going to show you how to access that, and then we're going to do a little bit of practice with it, and then you should be prepared for today's ICA. So in order to access the HCPCS digital book, it's in your sim chart. And for those of you who are in your first module, you may not have used this program yet. So you will come here to your Canvas, and it's here at the top under Online Programs, and click on Sim Chart. It opens up a new window, and you hit Load Sim Chart in a new window. Give it a minute. It has to load up. And then you're going to hit this first option, Sim Chart for the medical office. Now at this point, mine looks different than yours because mine is here as an instructor. When you get to this point, you will have a whole list of assignments, 1 through 100 something that you're looking at. Don't click on any of those. When you're looking at yours, you will have an orange button right up here that says Simulation Playground. Click on that playground button, and then our screens are going to look the same at that point. Okay. Oops. Okay, so once you go into your playground, it's going to look like this. I have a student's name there, so I'm going to cross it off. You might still be able to read through it, but it's not a big deal. So at this point, you're going to go here into this TruCode. TruCode is a digital encoding program. So you're going to click on that encoder, that TruCode, and it's going to open up a screen that looks like this. Before you can use it, you need to click here in this button, in this box, and change it to using the HCPCS tabular. Okay, you have digital code books for several different code books. You want to be using the correct book. So you need HCPCS tabular there, otherwise you're going to be looking in the wrong book and you'll never find the answer. At this point, you can use this search field for whatever it is you're looking for. It's going to give you suggestions for the answers here, and then it's going to give you more information down here to allow you to select your code. Okay, so for the first one, we are going to look for a contraceptive of a cervical cap. So in your search field, type that. And hit enter or search, and it's going to look for that. If it doesn't find anything, maybe try looking for less words. Like maybe take off cervical cap and just look for contraceptive and see what it comes up. However, it did find everything. And it only found one match. So this up here, this code matches this code down here. And I look at it and go, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's my answer. Yes, it's that easy. Okay, let's do a medication. We did an injection of enoxaparin, 10 milligram injection. So I'm going to go up here to the search, and I'm going to put in the name of the drug. I'm not going to put in the dosage. I'm just going to put in the name of the drug. And it found enoxaparin sodium. It's the same thing. And I injected the patient with 10 milligrams, and my match also says 10 milligrams. Great. That's my answer. The next one, I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball, but I bet you it doesn't mess you up at all. We do a digoxin injection, 1 milligram. So just like the last one, I search for the name of the drug. Oh, if you don't spell it right, it won't find it. And I find a digoxin medication injection up to 5 milligrams. But I'm sorry, 0.5, half a milligram. But I injected my patient with 1 milligram. It doesn't match. So what do I do now? And I'm sure I just heard somebody say, you need to bill 2 units. And that's exactly the answer. I'm going to bill that code that it found times 2. I'm telling the insurance company I did 2 of these. That half a milligram injection, I injected 2 times, even though it was in 1 needle, but 2 times the quantity in that needle to equal what I need to bill because my doctor needs to get paid for that entire injection. Okay. We did a splint for the patient's ankle. They hurt themselves. We did their, I'm just going to do splint this time. I'm going to leave off the ankle because I want you to see when it finds lots of matches. So it's looking for splint and it's going to find a number of things, I would imagine. I didn't practice this one, but okay. So it found plain splint with no other words. We found an intentional replantation. I don't know what that is. And a provisional splinting intercoronal. Because those are both D codes, I know those are dental codes. So those are definitely not anything that I want. But look, there's more matches. So I'm going to click that See Show 25 search results. I didn't mean to erase that. Sorry. And I find a whole bunch of things that I have to maybe look through. Of course, I could always have done this. And oh, look at that. It found it much easier than the other way around. I'm going to go back. S8451. That's the code we like. I'm going to go back and search for just splint. Sorry. I'm going to go back here and just search for splint. And I'm going to see if I can find that same code. Yeah, I'm not even finding it in this match, which is strange because it definitely has the word splint in the answer. That's really a bizarre one. I don't know why it's not finding it. Okay. Bad example. So now that you have an idea of how to do the search, how to look for it, and then also to watch the quantities on your medications, that's important to make sure you're not shorting your doctor any reimbursement. You should now be ready to go ahead and do today's ICA. So going back over to your Canvas, today's ICA is here in session 10. And so you're going to click on that HCPCS ICA. And I believe there's 10 or 15 questions, all of which you're going to use that TruCode in your sim chart to be looking up your codes. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or your on-ground instructor and see if you can get back on track. Depending on whether or not we're still running Zoom sessions, that may be an option as well for assistance.